Hello and welcome to Group 19's presentation of Management Information System. This presentation is brought to you by myself, Murat, my colleagues Serdal, David and Kil. And now I'll be passing over to Serdal, who will take you through the introduction of BMT.
BMT. BMT is a startup business. It has 4 different stores based in Bluewater, Westfield, Central London and Bushfield Park. Also, BMT has an online store, and BMT's target market is teenagers and young adults. Now we're talking about BMT's business model. Firstly, I'll be talking about interaction with customers. Virtual showroom. Virtual showroom is based on an online website where the customer could go onto the website and view a model with clothes on it, with different colours and different clothes matching each other to customize what she or he wants. Training cashiers. We'll be training our workers in order to make sure that they'll give the best customer service to customers in order to build a strong relationship with them for customers to come in the future. Generating profit. Economics of scale. Economics of scale is basically when BMT orders from the suppliers, for example, 100 products, each unit will be costing £1.50. But if BMT decides to order 300 products, then BMT's cost will drop to £1 per unit, which will decrease the marginal cost of each unit. Supplier discount. Supplier discount is where one supplier might say, you can order now and pay 2 months later, but another supplier might say, you can order now, and if you pay in 1 week's time, you'll be saving. They'll give you a 5% discount, and this will be retaining profit for BMT. Partners. BMT wants to partner with Blue Ink. Blue Ink is a well-established brand where they sell to teenagers, which is also BMT's target market. Interaction with suppliers. Contracts. BMT will make contracts with their suppliers in order to make sure that suppliers would always be there and they wouldn't lose on customers because there is no stock inside. Integration. Because BMT is planning to grow, and when they plan to grow, they'll be wanting more products in store, which means the suppliers will need to supply more products. In order to reduce costs, they can integrate with their suppliers, so the cost will be reduced. And now I'll pass it on to my colleague Murat, who will be talking about the strategic value of IT.
Thank you, Serdal. Like I said, I'm going to take you through the strategic value of IT. Now, the strategic value of IT is important for every business within our current market, and they've taken on certain aspects like CCTV, barcoding, EPOS, online, digital certificate and encryption. These are the basics that make every business hardly stand out, because everybody needs this to compete in the market. But now, what differs BMT to every company out there is aspects such as virtual showrooms, RFIDs and self-checkouts. A virtual showroom, like previously explained, is a multimedia function which is online, where a customer can select a clothing and see it virtually modelled on the model itself. They can check this out with different type of colours or actually match it up with different products and see what it looks like. Secondly, an RFID, which is shortened for radio frequency identification. Now, BMT is going to start putting RFIDs on their products within the store. So, where a customer can come with their new smartphones, they can scan an RFID code and actually check the good, if it's in store, what colours are available, and what the goods were made from and where it came from. And finally, another point to differentiate BMT from its rivals is the self-checkout. Now, by having a self-checkout, you think, how could this actually differentiate them? Well, customers that come into BMT sometimes may be different. They could be shy, they could be anxious when talking to other people. So to give them their own comfort and privacy, we've actually given self-checkouts where they can get their products and not actually show anyone else, so they can go purchase it and leave the store without actually making contact to anyone else. And now I'll be taking you through the managerial and technical issues that occur within a market. So, some of the issues that could occur are damaged hardware, missing employees and late deliveries. For a manager to actually solve these issues, he has some technical solutions that he can go through. So, for damaged hardware, some of the options he has is external hard drives, AirCloud and antivirus. Now, what is an external hard drive? Any information that's backed up within a computer in his store could actually be linked to an external hard drive where it's backed up, so he can actually go for it, and in case of a fire where the hard drive breaks down in the store, you can go to the external where it's all backed up. Nowadays, within our modern technology, we also have something called AirCloud, where all the data is stored within basically a personal cloud, which is not physical, but it works online, where you can access all data around the world. So something that I store here, I can travel across the world and also access it with the right identification and password. Finally, antiviruses. When a virus gets into a computer and messes up with its software, sometimes it can lead to the hardware or the hard drive being unusable again. So to protect your computers from any form of virus or phishing, you should always download antiviruses or purchase them within a store. Secondly, missing employees. Now, sometimes employees don't turn up to work and managers are left clueless about where they are. To solve this, there are more technological solutions. For example, an SQL query, which we will take you through in a minute. But an SQL query simply is a search that allows you to find certain information within a database which is filled and cramped with loads of information. Or a self-service checkout. When sometimes you have missing employees and you're short in staff, the best option would be to have a self-service checkout. So you can get your remaining staff to actually look after the store and self-service checkouts to actually handle the customers who are purchasing. Finally, late deliveries. Sometimes a problem could occur where deliveries actually tend to be late. And for a manager to resolve this issue, he has to track back onto delivery notifications. So with an EPOS system, you can actually track if the delivery has gone through to the warehouse, and then call the warehouse and see the progress of the delivery, if it's on its way or if you should expect it another day. And now I'll pass it over to Kil, who will take you through the ER diagram.
Thanks a lot. Now I'll be talking about ER diagram. If you look at ER diagram, we've got 8 different entities. These are employees, customers, order, store, warehouse, online store products, suppliers. And each entity is linked with other entity through many-to-many, many-to-one, and one-to-one relationship. And each entity has got their own unique attributes which help them link to other entities. For example, if you look at employees table, we've got employee ID as a primary key in it, but it is also in store table as a foreign key which links employee table to store table.
The SQL queries, or structured query language, is a special purpose programming language designed for managing data held in a regional database management system. The aim of this, BMT has gathered some data on people around the location that BMT will be operating in, and is going to run a SQL query for the location. If the manager was to be looking for customers between the age of 11 and 21 in the town of Stratford, he will drop an SQL query and select the customer name and customer address from the customer table, where customer age between 11 and 21 and customer town equals Stratford, which should give you something like this. For example, Jessie Pinkman from the town of Stratford, and between the ages, and she's 15, that's between the ages of 11 and 21. And now I'm giving it back to Mara to talk about the dashboards.
Thank you, David. Now, for the dashboard, this is a print screen of our actual dashboard. We've got links to it, and interactive features on our dashboard include the hyperlinks at the top, which reconcile between, and you can go back and forth through each one. Now, this is the summary page of our dashboard, where you can see clear charts of purchase and sales, the percentage of our purchase and sales, and then the average of it. Total online visits, break-even, and sales comparisons, and we'll now go through a bit of detail for each one of it. Now, I'll pass on to Serdar, who will take you through the purchase and sales of this.
Thank you, Murat. Purchase and sales. Here we can see that the only interactive part of this part is if we change the data on when any of the data is changed, all the bar charts, all the percentages, the average monthly purchases, average monthly sales, they will automatically change, and the chart will automatically all change and be changed. Next, I'll be talking about the online visitors line graph. Here we can see the online visitors, here we can see each month how many people have visited on the blue line, but when we look at the red line, it shows the total visits accumulated together to see how many people have visited the website altogether throughout the year. Here we have an interactive feature where we can do the sales comparison. If we click on these two, a drop-down list will come up and you can see each month for the year, and you could click, for example, December and May, and you could compare the sales figures values for the 2 months. And here we can see for December we've got 70,000, where for May we've got 29,000, and we can see the sales difference. Next I'll be talking about the break-even graph. Here we can see that the total income is shown with the blue line, and the total cost is shown with the red line, and the break-even is exactly where the total cost equals the total income right here, and we can see that in June, just before June, we have hit the break-even. And now I'll pass it on back to my colleague Murad, who will conclude us with the presentation.
Okay, now within our presentation we've taken you through many aspects. These include the BMT business model, the strategic value of IT, the managerial and technological issues that could occur, the ER diagram, the SQL queries, and finally the dashboard. We believe that BMT will become a successful business within the UK because although 8 out of 10 startup businesses in the UK tend to fail, we believe BMT will go on to success. This is because BMT, not only have they gone in and gone into high street retailing, they've also expanded. They also decided to expand and go into online stores. And what also segregates them from other retail stores is the fact that they have RFIDs within their stores, they have virtual showrooms online, and finally they're investing into self-service checkouts within a store. And that there concludes our presentation. Thank you for listening.